Welcome back to another episode of Excalibur CCG TV's Talking Comics. We're your host. I'm Randy.
I'm Olivia.
And we are going to be talking about the new books that will be on shelves this Wednesday, July 18th, 2018. Obviously not Mark next to me. Before we get into that, I want to go ahead and remind you the usual stuff that I remind you. If you are looking for our location, remember we have two locations, one here in Shreveport, Louisiana, the other in Texarkana, Texas. And if you need to figure out how to get here, directions are on our website, ExcaliburCCG.com, or our Facebook page. And there are phone numbers too, in case you're in the area and took a wrong turn. We still have the GeekCon going on. Do you know the dates?
August. That's all
August
I remember.
17th through the 19th. And the tickets are, do you remember what we have with the tickets?
I know you can get them for different days or the whole weekend.
For one different day, Saturday, $20, or the weekend, $25. That's what we have available at the store. If you're looking for VIP tickets, Friday, Sunday, those aren't here. Those are all online that you deal with that or at the door. So don't come looking for something that's not here. We've warned you. This is probably my last regular episode to film here for you guys, and Olivia is going to be seen much more often with Mark. She's going to do a bang-up job, and she reads a lot of comics these days, so she'll be able to help you out with the new ones, recommendations on the new ones. That's one of the great things I like, is that Mark has his tastes where it may be Marvel for the most part. I like a lot of indie stuff, and you're going to bring in your own flavor of
Almost every Archie here.
almost every Archie here. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. We had someone just asking for the Afterlife with Archie Volume 2, and that doesn't exist. They stopped, I think, one issue shy of being able to print a second volume. There are not a lot of number ones this week. Very few. But the Archie lover is going to start us off with one of those books in particular. So go ahead and let them know.
Archie Meets Batman, number 1, with a cover by Allred.
Mike Allred, yeah.
Mike Allred, okay. And then writer Jeff Parker and Michael Morrissey, and of course Dan Parent as the artist, Jay Bone, cover artist Mike Allred, and Laura Allred. Two iconic comic book characters meet up for the first time in this historic crossover miniseries. The battle in Gotham City extends its reach into Riverdale, with Mr. Lodge becoming enemy one of the dynamic duo. Now it's up to Veronica to recruit some help and place a call to the Batcave.
I feel like they had a similar story for the Harley Quinn and Ivy meets Betty and Veronica, almost. Because I think it was something that Lodge was doing that had to do with dumping something in the river. But, so, number 1, it's always, when it's a Batman 66, a mini-series there, probably 6 issues that you can expect for that. They don't tell you there, which they usually do. For me, from DC Comics, we have Injustice Verse, The Masters of the Universe, number 1 of 6. Tim Seeley will be writing, and Freddie Williams II will provide the art and the cover. Believing He-Man and the Masters of the Universe defeated, a robotic imposter has seized control of Eternia, but not for long. After freeing his kingdom from the strongman's rule, Prince Adam learns not everyone is pleased to see the pretender disposed of. But Adam knows the value of freedom, so when heroes from another dimension ask his aid in deposing a superhero turned dictator, sounds a little familiar, he agrees. Teaming up with Batman against Superman of the Injustice universe, He-Man and his new allies face dangerous and familiar enemies in a battle where no world is safe. So you're going to get to see a mashup between all of those fun characters. And remember, it's not the regular DC universe. You get to see bad guy Superman, good guy Lex Luthor, and other people who are on the wrong sides. What's next?
Life of Captain Marvel, #1 of 5. You got writer Margaret Stahl, artist Carlos Pacheco, and cover artist Julian Tortino Tedesco.
And I will tell people right here real quickly, there is an Art Germ cover that's a variant on this, so get here first to get a hold of it, because everybody wants those these days.
Carol Danvers was just a girl from the Boston suburbs who loved science and the Red Sox until a chance encounter with a Kree hero gave her incredible superpowers. Now she's a leader in the Avengers and the commander of Alpha Flight. But what if there was more to the story? When crippling anxiety puts her in the sidelines at the middle of a fight, Carol finds herself reliving memories of a life she thought was far behind her. You can't outrun where you're from, and sometimes you have to go home again. But there are skeletons in Captain Marvel's closet, and what she discovers will change her entire world.
Are you going to check that one out?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you read any of the Spider-Man or Superman that came out this last week?
Not last week.
Not last week. Superman, interesting. Spider-Man, I liked more with that. That's the #1, guys. We do have some other issues that are coming out that we're going to spotlight this week. But like I said, very short list of #1s. First up, we have the Infinity Countdown. This is the conclusion, 5 of 5. Jerry Duggan writing and Aaron Kruder and various aboard to draw it. Nick Bradshaw covers. Remember, this is leading to the actual Infinity book that's going to be coming out. The battle for Infinity Among the Stars comes to its dramatic conclusion, and all the stones are in place to bring the Infinity Wars to Earth. Infinity Wars, I guess, is the name. So, don't miss out on that. Make sure you sign up on your pull list so that you can see what goes on with the Infinity Stones.
Justice League 4. Scott Snyder is writer and artist and cover artist George Jimenez. What is hidden in the darkest depths of the ocean and farthest reaches of space doesn't even compare to the insidious secrets buried in the pasts of Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. While the rest of the League battles to save their friends before all of the reality unravels, the citizens of Earth make a startling decision to join the Legion of Doom.
Wow. Yeah, and in case that's a spoiler for you guys, they finally have brought the Legion of Doom into the main DC universe. I don't know, other than like superpowers, if it's actually been a real thing with the headquarters. Finally, #2 of Tony Stark Iron Man. Obviously, Marvel Comics. This is Dan Slott, Valerie. It's not shitty. It looks like shitty. I think it's skitty, but it's fun to say shitty art. And Alexander Lozano will be providing the covers. This is Stark Realities. Tony has been holding back an enormous secret since his return, and there's only one person who will on Earth he'd entrust with it. That is James Rhodes. This will change everything. A strange new development for Jocasta, the return of the Gauntlet, and the arrival of Tony Stark's new rival, Sunset Bane. That's B-A-I-N. All this and the power of the Manticore, the most powerful assault vehicle in the Marvel Universe that I have not heard of. So, those are the other big issues that will be out this week. There are other ones that you're probably excited for. You can talk about it in the section, comment section down below. But we're still doing our regular section here where we're talking about something new, something old. Olivia's got the new.
We've got Die, 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 which was not announced super long ago, as they wanted it.
Very short amount of time ago.
They wanted to make sure that you had a surprise at the comic shop, like you did when you were a kid. They've got a bunch of different covers with different one-liners and just a blank. It's about a group of people who work for the military to get stuff done, and they might just want someone to die, but they aren't willing, they're willing to do other things to get the job done. That isn't necessarily killing someone or doing something particularly violent.
Right. And that's from what I've seen, has been compared to maybe more of like a Martin Miller style story, but this is Robert Kirkman. And who's the artist on board? Okay, yeah, Chris
Burnham.
Chris Burnham, and you'll remember him from Batman Incorporated was one of the big ones, and he was the artist for Grant Morrison on Nameless. So they, like she said, they returned with this book that, I mean, it had a secret name on the order forms, and they sent shops kind of the amount that they would the Oblivion Song this week. And so it was just a shock for everybody that it was going to be here. I think there's like 7 or 8 different covers to it. So we don't have all of them. There are just a few. Come pick out your favorite one. Which one did you get?
I got Mission Accomplished. I'd say so.
I'd say so. It was a little less bloody on the inside than what they have on the cover there,
but there is definitely blood.
There's violence. It's definitely a mature title, like it says on the cover. For me, I am going with Green Arrow Year One, number 1. $3.49 for the price is not bad at all. Why talk about this one? Because this, I feel, is like where they borrowed a lot of the modernizing and backstory to be able to use for the Arrow TV series. And Jeff Lemire, when he was writing Green Arrow, it echoed what they did with the TV series, jumping back to the island, going forward to what's going on right now. But those issues are next to impossible to find. For some reason, the Year One series is still fairly easy to find, fairly reasonable with the cost. It's Andy Diggle provided the writing on here, and it had fantastic art by Jock. This was, like I said, a modernizing of the story, where you're looking to see that he's this cocky, brash young man who is, has all this money, his family's wealthy, and someone tries to, I guess, take him for ransom while he's out on a boat, and he ends up defending himself, but getting knocked off the boat and waking up on this island, in which we all know he's there for a year or so, training and discovering secrets. But big draw for me. Jock's art is always beautiful. We can give you another look at that. Always beautiful, and it's one of those rare things these days. We get 6 issues of that art, so always a favorite of mine. And anytime I can talk about a character that I don't necessarily care for, I think that's a good thing. I don't like guys that shoot really, really good or run really, really fast, because there's other people that can do that and have other powers. So that is it. That's the new issues, the big books that are also coming out this week. The old, the new, Die, Die, Die. If you picked it up, what did you think about that? Please tell us. If you have not, contact us, reserve a copy, or run by and grab a copy of that. If you have read Green Arrow Year One, let me know what you thought, or go try it out for yourself if it looks interesting. If you didn't know, Jock did this book here. Actually, this is a creative team who did The Losers before that. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, and share with us what you're doing this week, what you're reading, what's on your pull list. Beyond that, I want to thank all of you guys for having me as the regular person weekly, week in, week out, sharing the comic books with you. And for those of you that are customers at the shop, I will definitely see you in the shop. I'll see the rest of you guys every now and then online. Anything else to add?
You'll see me at the shop a lot more often than you probably did.
A lot more. And with how many books she's reading, she's going to be able to help recommend things to you guys. She's doing a bang-up job right now. So big props to Olivia. Remember, Olivia, that's the person to ask for, person to help you while you're in here. So until next time, for them, read great comics, comment on the video. We'll see you next week. Bye.